Ho ho ho. All you hoes.
Merry almost Christmas.
Merry almost
Merry
Christmas.
holiday.
We are in the spirit talking about our shared love for the Nutcracker. And for this stream, I am the Nutcracker. Hello, everyone. Don't pay attention.
We were talking about our love for the Nutcracker, but like I kept telling them about my love for cracking D's nuts. I don't think they really quite caught that.
I almost made that the chat room message, like, follow the rules, or...
I'm just gonna be
I don't
an
know.
actual Nutcracker
We'll
the
crack
entire
these.
stream. So,
Powerful.
everyone at home is gonna have to deal with this. This is my new look. Look, it has a great reaction face.
YouTuber reaction face.
That's pretty good.
And yeah.
It has more soul than Mr. Beast's smile. So
Yeah,
there you
look at
go.
all this teeth. That's gonna look good in a YouTube thumbnail. Anyway, he will be here.
Woo!
So yeah, we're continuing. Ace Attorney. We're trying to get through this case. Hopefully we can finish it this time.
Our goal is to I vote we go longer, but...
I think we should. I'd really like to finish this one tonight.
Think of it, a holiday hiatus.
Yeah. I'm just...
Woo!
I wanted to record something after the stream, so we'll see. But yeah, I'm sorry. I'm looking at my guy over here. So, we won't yap, hopefully as much. But
We'll see.
we have little Nutcracker themed guys over here. Look at them.
Yay!
Courtesy of Yessie.
I'm just glad that they got finished in time.
Yeah. So now I'm a Nutcracker. Yessie is a Sugar Plum Fairy, or the Sugar Plum Fairy, and Duncan is Rat.
All hail the Rat King!
All hail! So
Long may he reign!
so it's all fun. It's all fun and games here. Hold on. I want to. I did this before, where like, for the stream that we had the bird, I just like moved my camera to point at the bird and just look at Nutcracker over here. Hold on, he's being no one look at the stream. This is
What?
No, I just have the webcam now pointed at the blank wall with just the Nutcracker just staring into it.
Oh, I thought you were talking about, I don't know, I thought my icon was... I was fixing...
I'll have him there. He's always there. Just know that he's always there, but I'm not going to keep him on screen. Sometimes.
Can you all hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so the game. We got to do that one.
Woo!
Alright, we're in the defendant lobby. Here I am. Oh god, I gotta do a voice.
Every week.
Every week. Who picked this game? Me?
Believe it or not.
Dang it. Alright, hold on, I got that. What is this incredibly overpowering sweet scent?
It smells like flowers.
Just like the samurai from Shampoo.
So true. Oh my god, I forgot. What's that? Uncle Dad, is this it?
Isn't that Hold on, what was the voice? Isn't that Detective Bad and Kay over there?
It looks like she managed to escape the bailiff.
No, that's not quite it.
Aw, too bad. But it's so pretty.
I think you're still a bit too young to be wearing that. But since you found it, I guess I could let you keep it.
Thanks! I'll treasure it always.
I'll treasure it for always. Those two seem to get along rather well.
Here, I've got something else for you.
Pulls out a gun.
Yay! Thank you, Uncle Bad.
Yay, Uncle Bad.
Yep.
Oh. Earlier I ate one of these with gummy.
Gummy, huh? Oh, you mean gumshoe.
Gummy is...
Dad.
He was trying to be nice to me because I was gonna get in trouble. And then he got in trouble because he lied to protect me.
That's how it goes on this bitch of an earth.
Gummy! I know he didn't kill Daddy!
You're right, I did.
Don't cry. Verity would be sad if he saw you crying.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm eating chili, so don't worry about it.
Oh, it's the mister from before and the lady, too!
Don't you think it would be a good idea to go home for the time being?
You're not involved in the investigation, so it's for the best if you do. Actually, I'm Uncle Bad's assistant. So I'm related to the investigation.
Is that so, Detective Bad? That is blatantly against child labor laws. You're under arrest!
Yeah, I guess.
What? You are just caught scolding us like kids to not mess up the crime scene. But now you let this child run free? Why?
No, you don't understand. Kids from between like a certain age are annoying.
It's just
Adorable.
your work day.
Other kids are annoying.
Other kids, unbearable.
Yes.
Alright.
People are free to investigate things outside of the actual crime scene.
Okay.
You also had a thing she wanted to look into. Got a problem with that?
I thought they just misspelled it
Yeah.
for a second.
Ugh.
I don't have a problem with that, but I am curious as to what Miss Yu is looking into.
Uncle Bad, I'm gonna go look somewhere else now, okay?
Alright, I'm counting on you.
Not okay.
Oh, that's right. Hey, mister.
Yes, what is it?
I know Gummy really isn't the bad guy. I mean it. So please, find the real bad guy, okay?
No. I won't forgive whoever did this. But in the absence of the perfect piece of testimony and evidence, there is no one else who could be the true culprit other than Detective Gumshoe. She wandered off while I was pondering. I ponder simply too much. This is my favorite hobby, to ponder. What's up, bro? Detective Bad, how's it going, buddy? What exactly?
Found out I could have lung cancer.
What exactly was Kay searching for?
Nothing that concerns you, boy.
Okay. Rude.
I'm sorry, just shut.
Don't worry, we're all eating. It's been a weird evening.
I'm not eating, actually. I'm
Well, you
Aren't
better.
you special? Oh, and I suppose it has something to do with Kay.
It does, because she's Faraday's daughter. Anyway, hurry up and get to the point. I don't have time to waste.
It sounds like he's rather be left alone. I have something I'd like to confirm with you once again.
I don't have anything to say to you.
Oh, but what about this finger? Be that as it may, we still have some questions that we need answers to. Now then, first of all, what is the overpowering smell that is permeating this room? Upon entering this room, I thought I was going to suffocate.
It's that ultra-strong perfume you wears. She, spilled some of it. I was having a bad time with it myself. Didn't think twice and opened the window. But that smell's still here.
Perfume, huh? So the sweet smell in the air is perfume.
Man, it's giving off quite a stench. I bet it's a cheap no-name brand.
She said it's a famous brand from overseas.
Get wrecked.
It's a knockoff. Yeah, definitely a knockoff.
No disrespect, but she forced one of those bottles on me. Here, little girl, you can have it.
I was born for a much more expensive and refined. She said as she sprays it onto herself.
Yeah.
Yes.
However, seeing as you just happen to have a spare, I suppose I'll take it. Miles Edgeworth, you can hold on to this bottle without fail.
Fine.
I actually just got a set for my birthday from my girlfriend where I get to like mix and then I send it to them in a bottle.
You broke up a little bit in that sentence.
Yeah, you're breaking up.
Oh, makes sense. I got a set recently for my birthday, and it's like you get to mix your own, like, your likings. And as
That's
I say
nice.
that, I fixed mine. So hopefully that'll be fun.
Okay.
The problem is I'm indecisive.
It still broke up a little bit, and also
Yeah,
my
I'm
audio is
adjusting.
now delayed. Yay, audio glitches. Hold
Alright,
on.
you fix your audio, and
I'll be
I'll
right
adjust my
back, too.
sensitivity. It's hard finding that right balance of, you can hear what I'm saying, but you can't hear my breathing. Duncan, is that one okay?
What okay?
Does my audio sound better?
I think so.
Okay,
I'm back.
I'll leave it here then.
I don't know why. I will never find out why my computer decides to just do this.
That's fair. I
But,
apologize.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
Yeah, I had it on speakerphone, so I had to adjust it to be less sensitive.
Mhm.
And then, because the one time on this new computer, you were like, wow, I can hear you breathing. I was like, oh, fuck that. So I tend to make my mic really sensitive when I'm using headphones, but
Yeah.
it seems I overshot this time. But hopefully this is better.
Yeah, so far it's good. Why
Okay,
can't she
cool.
ever be honest about what her wants? All right.
It is a pretty bottle.
It says Angeal. So now we have the perfume Miss Hughes wears. It's fantastic. Great.
Is that all you wanted to talk about? So, go back to the investigation.
Actually, I still have a few other things I wish to inquire about. Alright, time to inquire.
Recess.
So you were in this room the entire recess.
Like I said, I made a call to the precinct to get that big lug down here. But other than that, I was waiting for the recess to end in here.
At least your story is consistent.
Earlier, you stated that you were in the lobby with Miss Yu.
Yeah, reading with her in the hallway. She said she wanted to talk to me about something, so we came in here.
Then what you're saying is that until Detective Gumshoe's arrival, you and Miss Yu were in 2 different locations?
Guess I am.
Interesting.
Speaking of that lawyer, she seems to have a great dislike for you.
Oof.
Ooh! Do the
Oof.
Roblox.
Oof.
That's good enough.
Oof.
Let's see. Miss Yu is the sister of the victim of the KG-8 incident. And as I recall, Detective Bad was the lead detective on that case. I wonder if the reason for her disdain isn't simply because you failed to guard Cece, but because you were the lead detective on the case.
You knew.
I always knew. No.
Now that you know, you can't leave here alive.
Oh, fuck. I also know that today's trial involving Cadopian Embassy's staff member is being referred to as the second KG-8 incident.
Oh, aren't you a little know-it-all?
Now then, Detective, I believe it's time you were honest with me and told me the truth behind your relationship with Miss Yu and Mr. Faraday, not Miss Faraday. That we know that one. And the KG-8 incident.
If you already know that much, I guess it'd be alright to tell you.
Yippee!
Now then, I'd like to ask you a few more questions about the KG-8 incident.
It's not exactly a happy story. Other than the people who were directly involved. You two will be the first to hear what I'm about to tell.
Oh, shit.
I'd love to be the first.
My narrating voice on.
Is this the first time we're seeing that as a lollipop?
No.
Really? It feels new to me.
In the first time we were introduced to him, we saw it.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good part of his character, though.
Yeah.
Looks like a
Hidden
Chupa
spirit
Chup.
behind the KG-8 incident. Faraday, you, and I. As you already know, we 3 were involved in the KG-8 incident.
Yeah.
Faraday and I, we were originally on the trail of a smuggling ring.
You mean the smuggling case involving one of the Mono's group's secretaries?
That trial was just a front.
Oh.
A facade.
A facade.
Yes, little Miss Thesaurus, it's a facade.
No, it's pronounced
Jesus Christ.
facade.
I must use fancy vocabulary to show that I'm better than everyone else. Obvious.
A facadra.
Yeah, but the case became tainted.
Ew.
All because the witness who was going to testify about the Amana Group's ties to the smuggling ring, CCU, was killed.
Then, what became of the secretary who was arrested?
His name was Colin Deveray. To be honest, the guy didn't know a thing about the smuggling ring. But he confessed to knowing about it anyway. Deveray was probably being intimidated by the big boss man. Just another scapegoat.
Man, the man's always trying to keep you down, man.
Yeah.
The boss man of the Amano group. He can't seriously mean Mr. Ernest Amano. I mean, listen, that name. He's Ernest. That can't be right. It's probably just Detective Bad's personal hypothesis. Personal hypothesis. What is he trying to do, suspecting Mr. Amano of being involved with smuggling?
I suppose it would have been quite difficult to see Gon acquitted after he confessed. But the man who killed CCU, Manning Cochin, was a completely different person. But since he's already been acquitted once of her murder, Mr. Faraday, how could you have let him go?
If I remember correctly, I heard that Mr. Faraday had an important piece of evidence stolen from him.
That wasn't Faraday's fault. It was mine. I wasn't vigilant enough. Faraday, CC, I was supposed to protect them both.
Monsieur did mention that as well, about how Detective Bad was supposed to guard her sister.
But even I, who was supposed to protect them, I fell into their trap.
What kind of a trip?
The holes in this jacket are a testament to that trap.
And
You know-
he never replaced it.
I was just
'Cause
gonna...
he's cool.
I was just gonna, like, hypothesize about the holes, because everything about this character is that, like, he looks really, like, grisly on the outside. Like, he reaches into his jacket and just pulls out a mirror. He has the lollipop. I'm like, the holes, these were created by
Moth.
moths in my, closet. You mean, you were fired upon?
You were shot at that many times in one gunfight?
Shot? No, Jesus.
No. Only about half of these are from that case. But the reason I continue to wear this jacket is to remind myself of the lesson I learned from the KG8 incident.
What is...
Okay, but what about the holes on your tie? Explain
That's
that.
just because it's because I really like Swiss cheese.
I was gonna say, those are from the moth.
I see.
I couldn't protect the CCU, and the suspect was found not guilty. We had hit a brick wall, as far as the law was concerned.
You hit a brick wall. Oh, as far as the law was concerned.
And that's when she came to the courtroom, the victim's sister. That's when I first met Callista you.
All right.
I want to say I like this music that's playing.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's chill.
It is.
About when you first met Monsieur. It was on the day the verdict of the KG8 incident was handed down, was it not?
Yes, Faraday and I, we apologized to her from the bottom of our hearts. It was all we could do, but... Just saying you're sorry won't bring my sister back, she said. And then she gave me a hard slap across the face.
Well, she certainly had a lot of self-control to stop at just a slap. If it was me, not even 100 lashes would have been punishment enough. Miles just standing there like,
I suppose not. You said it herself. That she never wanted to see either of us ever again.
That sentence initially really confused me. You said it herself. Like, what?
Yeah. Funny little wordplay there.
But after that, you've seen her many times over, correct?
Yeah, Faraday and I, even after the KG incident had come to a close, we continued to hunt down the smuggling ring and got involved in a variety of cases. But it was no use.
It's
We cracked so many different cases.
It's no use. Anyway.
But the result was always the same. We couldn't find the real mastermind behind the ring.
Is the ring really that big? What kind of
I was in
finger
pursuit.
is that for?
It was in the pursuit of that ring till we met you once again. It was during another trial related to the smuggling ring. Faraday was the prosecutor. I was the lead detective. Took to the witness stand. She appeared out of the blue as the defense attorney.
She appeared out of the blue as No, as a defense attorney.
Oh my god.
Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and... Oh, that's you. That's you.
Oh, that's me. Oh, that's me. Her client was related to the smuggling ring, and she was defending them?
Yeah. Yu was pursuing the ring as best she could as a lawyer. I think she defended Rel this time for the same reason.
Come to think of it, Miss Yu did say something to the same effect.
I have my own agenda. I'm still on the hunt for leads regarding the KT8 incident, alright?
And for that you have not a single qualm about defending a known killer?
Don't put words in my mouth. I said no such thing. ... The only way I had to get close to Mr. Rel was to be his lawyer. I had no intention of hovering for him. Ever. So don't you dare suggest I was going to. It doesn't matter what her reason is. Helping a criminal is just despicable.
Despicable.
You're so naive, little girl.
It's pronounced knave.
God.
I'm just gonna pronounce all these words wrong.
Pronounced Navy.
Yeah.
I could have stolen this lollipop from you. That's how naive you are.
This is renegade.
Dare you insult the daughter of a Ford Karma?
It would be like stealing candy from a baby, which is fine by me.
This is where he starts like holding it above her, using his superior height to his advantage. Just
Oh.
really taunting.
I like how you said superior height.
Yes.
Like
That was-
being tall is inherently better. Are you trying to say something, Duncan?
Oh, I will 100% am. I'm 100% racist against short people.
That sure is a way to say it, Duncan.
Mm-hmm.
Just like
Racist
us, you felt that
against...
she had to hit the limit of what the law could do. That's all.
The law is merely a tool. There's no limit to it, only the skill of the craftsman.
You too. You're still too young. But one day, you'll know what I mean.
Kind of
Enough
right.
sidetracking. What matters is that we met you again in pursuit of the smuggling ring. That's all.
Okay.
A lot of exposition here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So, what is your relation to Mr. Faraday? You even seem to know Kay fairly well.
Met him when he was a rookie prosecutor. Known him ever since. And Kay, I've known her since the day she was born.
I
Aw.
delivered her.
Baby!
I was in the
He's
room.
He's like Mr. Faraday's gumshoe.
I was in the delivery room, holding Mr. Faraday's hand, while he delivered the baby.
I was there when his wife died of unknown anime mom disease.
Damn, you hate to see it.
Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together.
But I was watching an anime with my mom, and she actually pointed this out, that like, and I thought about it, and I am like, every anime where a character is like dealing with a disease is very like cagey about what the disease is. And it just seems to be probably a cultural thing in Japan. You just don't... Maybe.
I don't know if it's necessarily just a Japanese... I always felt it was just a writing thing, frankly. So many...
I would have tried to tie it to a specific thing.
I feel like a lot of times they just kind of want an excuse to get to like write some things that they don't want to have to go into the put in the legwork to necessarily write what the exact disease is.
Yeah. Like, not even like a show like, or not even like the I Want to Eat Your Pancreas movie. It doesn't even specify what pancreas disease she has, but like it's specific enough to say that she does have one. And it's like, what?
Yeah.
Why not just say pancreas cancer? I don't know.
I thought that you were gonna say it's unclear what pancreas she has. What the fuck? You got more than one?
It's unclear which pancreas was affected.
Faraday and I, we cracked quite a few cases together.
But you two still seem to have made no progress at all in the Yatagarasu case. Well,
Did we touch a nerve?
I only have one thing to say to you. No one knew more about the Yatagarasu than me and Faraday. That's why I was called upon to testify in today's trial. To prove that Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Which I would have done if he hadn't turned around and accused Faraday. After the accusation, I was asked to testify, but this time, to prove or disprove the accusation. But I guess I won't be doing that either.
I sense that there's more to that statement than meets the eye. Perhaps a bit more digging into the Yatagarasu is what's necessary. Oh my god, okay. Just
More
Are
add
you having fun, Dan?
just add more boxes. Why don't you?
Some more yachty gotti.
You claim to know much about the Yatagarasu. Would you care to share what you know with me?
No.
What you two should be looking for right now is proof of murderous intent towards Faraday and Rel.
I agree, which is exactly why I'm asking you about the Yatagarasu.
What?
The KG-8 incident. We're good. The KG-8 incident and the second KG-8 incident. Both of these cases are tied to the smuggling ring. Ow, my chest hurts. That cough did a number on me. And in both of these cases, the witness who was to testify about the ring was murdered. However, there is one point in which they differ, and that is the presence or absence of the great thief Yatagarasu. Mr. Rel claimed to be the Yatagarasu. However, in the middle of the trial, he suddenly declared Mr. Faraday to be the real Yatagarasu. Then, during the recess, they were both killed. Don't you find that to be the least bit odd?
Nice, Edgeworth! Stop beating around the bush or just spit it out already!
Francisca, we could have used you saying that for a lot of this case so far.
Yeah.
I believe that there must be some reason that the two men suspected of being the Yatagarasu were both killed at the same time.
A reason, huh?
Maybe because they were. Not
Kissing?
the Yatagarasu. Oh.
Well, that's interesting.
And so, in order to catch Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rel's cold-blooded killer, I feel that I need to learn as much as I can about the Yatagarasu.
If it'll help you solve the case,
No, bring back the chilled-out groove.
then I'll tell you. I'll tell you the reason why we've never caught the Yatagarasu.
Oh shit,
Ooh.
the epic music.
What was that sudden outburst for? You almost made me weep you by accident.
I bit my tongue.
She doesn't have fight or flight, she has fight or whip.
True.
So true. But that fun was on purpose.
He just gets more and more hurt.
She whipped him in the balls.
I was doing translation work for a comic, and it was an army thing one, and writing, like, trying to figure out what utterances to use, based like from the English to Japanese, is crazy.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know how they get how, like, you go from Japanese to being like, no. Yeah. It still accidentally whipped me anyway. Especially because in Japanese, they, like, use different utterances.
Yeah, That's something that, it's funny because, like, I totally switch which utterances I use depending on what language I'm speaking.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I speak English, I might, like, ooh, or something like that, but in Japanese, I use, like, oh! Or it.
Something surprising happens, or like, hey?
Yeah. I'm sure you all have heard me do that.
Yeah. Alright, continue, Duncan.
There are 3 main reasons why the Yatagarasu will always be one step ahead.
Oh god.
First, the Yatagarasu always knows the exact location of the target object.
Because he's got a phone, okay.
The Yatagarasu always knows exactly how to disarm the security system. Third, the Yatagarasu doesn't leave a single shred of evidence behind, ever.
I see. So those are the Yatagarasu's special traits.
Sounds like an incredibly elusive thief.
The Yatagarasu has never been caught on tape. Never tries to draw anyone's attention. Would never do something as lowbrow as commit murder. That's why I knew that Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu right away.
But you can't use that sort of logic on its own to prove that he wasn't.
Yeah, it's anecdotal, isn't it?
Yeah.
Little girl, I'm not done talking yet.
Get wrecked.
What's different about this time was that evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who was infiltrating the Kadopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence?
Until now, the Yatagarasu would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I, and a select few others, knew about.
In that case, how can you be so sure it was the Yatagarasu who sent it?
That's easy. A special card that only the Yatagarasu uses was attached. That's how I can be so sure.
And just what sort of card is it?
Here, take a look at this article. Whenever the Yatagarasu wants to publicize something, a white card is sent along with the stolen information. But when we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Ah, so that's how Detective Bad knew that Rel was a phony. Thank you very much. I have a much better understanding of the Yatagarasu now. We're allies in this.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes.
His Honor would like to transfer the evidence for today's trial over to you. So, if you could please head over to the courtroom, it'd be much appreciated, sir.
Understood. I'll be there shortly. Detective Bad, what does the law mean to you?
And the answer to that question is the only reason I'm still alive.
That's a cool answer. God damn, he's so cool!
Yep.
I know!
He's so... Oh my god, he's so cool! I became a prosecutor to find the answer to that question myself, and to play a part in the ensuring that all criminals everywhere are found guilty. And to do that, I require the Death Note.
God, can you imagine?
Perfect.
That'd be such an AU.
Yeah, I mean... the unfortunate thing about the Death Note is that, like, they have to die in the end. I'm sure Miles wouldn't use it in that case, but he would be like... It'd be like, well, I could get them to turn themselves in, but then they'd have to die, so...
Oh, it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
It appears that his honor is still a bit dispirited for being
For the
stupid.
first time today, I experienced what it's like to stand at the witness stand. Oh, I now have a greater appreciation for just how hard it is to give testimony.
Well, there's no reason for you to be all depressed about it, Your Honor. As a judge, no one expects you to think about anything other than the verdict.
Francisca, there's no need to further depress his honor.
But I'm not trying to, Miles.
Your honor.
Hmm.
Your honor, I've come to collect the evidence that was to be transferred to me. Your honor? The evidence? Your honor! I'll kick you!
Oh, you? Yes, how can I help you?
I'd like to collect the evidence now, sir.
Your Honor, do you think you can stay focused long enough to at least do your job?
Yes, sorry. I would expect that the defense attorney has yet to arrive.
She's busy with the investigation, so let's keep this brief, shall we?
Very well. In that case, please confirm that all the pieces of evidence are present. Furthermore, the evidence that was used in the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell are also included, so please go ahead and use them in your investigation into the case.
Understood, Your Honor. The pieces of evidence that were used to murder those victims. This could be a very good chance for me to find a new lead regarding the case, and maybe even some that will finally lead me to the truth.
I've placed all the evidence over at the prosecutor's bench for you.
I see, thank you very much. I will go and confirm that they are all accounted for. But, what about this guy?
Go take a look at the defense bench, the judge thing, and the prosecutor bench.
Evidence that Miss Yu prepared is just sitting here on this table.
You know you can't just walk off with it, right?
What? Why not? Of course I do. Miss Yu must have been caught off guard by our client's sudden accusation. I wonder how she would have defended Mr. Rell in that case if he was still alive.
Whoa, we get to finally explore the courtroom.
Oh!
Case attorney lore.
I am the judge. Judge! Jury!
Guilty.
Executioner! That is a
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel
reference.
Rivals reference. So, get out of here, Yessie. You're not in the club.
As you all know, I'm extremely bad at that type of game.
Yeah,
It's not for lack of interest.
I'm not great at it either. I play the characters that you don't have to aim.
Fair.
So,
It's basically the Punisher's ult.
yeah, the Punisher, he says, Judge, Jury, Executioner, and then he pulls out.
I'm partial to the Winter Soldier's ult, where he just starts punching people over and over again.
Oh, hell yeah.
What is it?
I love the Winter Soldier.
Yeah,
Bucky Barnes, my beloved.
And dangerous.
Yeah.
Again.
Yeah, they all have great
Again.
catchphrases. I play Scarlet Witch, and she just screams, "Pure chaos!"
That's pretty good.
He's really
I
good.
used to cosplay Bucky Barnes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He's pretty good.
yeah.
He's probably he's definitely one of the. He's probably like in the top 10 of characters to play in Marvel Rivals. He's just really good to use.
Yeah, he's my second main. All right. Anyway,
This must be the judge's desk. You can tell by the gavel sitting on top.
you can tell by where it is. I had a dream once that I was being squashed above by the scaffold.
You're such a weakling, Miles Edgeworth.
Wait, so he and Phoenix had the same dream?
Oh my god. They're
Oh
so
my
mean.
god.
Oh my god.
String of fate. Oh.
You have no idea how frightening it was. I pissed
I
myself.
would not.
I had some rough dreams today. Can I vent?
Sure.
Because I just remembered these dreams.
Okay.
I
Dream journal.
I had one dream where I was in bed I was in my bed and I screamed at the top of my lungs. And then I woke up and I was like, did I scream in my sleep? But I just had dreams. It was like people were expecting things of me. God, it was really upsetting at the time. But I've forgotten it.
Well, I personally had a nightmare where I was streaming this game called Ace Attorney Investigations in front of a live audience, and we were just going nowhere.
And I was just going on for so long. And it was like, the case is good, but can they please? Anyway. So this is the evidence related to today's Cadopian Embassy trial from Mr. Faraday's bag.
You mean the evidence that bags that was on the table in lobby number 2, correct?
Yes, finally we can now take a look at the evidence itself and not just the data. Let's be sure to thoroughly examine them while we have time.
Agreed. I want to take a good look at all of the evidence from the embassy murder, too.
And why is that?
Because I still don't fully understand what today's trial is about.
What the fuck is happening?
Nobody fucking told me.
Ow! Don't point your crop at me just because you don't know something.
Well, don't you try to order me around just because Papa chose you today.
I see someone is still sore about not being picked by Mr. Von Karma. It's all so real. That's you.
That's me. It's also real to see the knife up close.
It's also real to feel the snake bite enter your veins. So, we have this knife, the gun, and an envelope. Then, what's this organizer doing here?
Oh, that's right. I completely forgot to tell you.
That's a gift for you.
A present.
Yay! Judge, were you my secret Santa?
Aww.
And what about it, Your Honor?
They found Mr. Faraday's personal organizer inside that evidence bag of his. Detective Bad requested it to be passed along to you. He said that it would help with the investigation.
Detective Bad said that.
What a strange stroke of luck.
Well, never look to give horse in the mouth. We might as well flip through it.
I like horses.
That's nice.
But I do have Canada. Francisca's 100% a horse girl. Look at her.
I mean, she has the horse whip.
Yeah.
She does.
I won't rest until I've inspected every suspicious-looking nook.
And or cranny.
No. Just the nooks.
Today. No crannies.
Alright, let's start with the gun. This gun. It was originally used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member.
This gun. It was the Cadopian Embassy staff member's neutral special.
He had to press the special button. But when the crime was reported, the responding police found Mr. Rell still holding it, which led to his immediate arrest. And then
this gun took the original shooter's life. How ironic.
Indeed. There doesn't seem to be anything else we can learn from this piece of evidence. Okay. The knife. It's the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday.
Who would have thought that such a beautiful piece of art could be used for such a cruel act?
What do you think knives are used for?
Art.
Come on,
And cutting vegetables.
But what do you think this type of knife is used for?
Art.
And it's never crossed your mind that you use your riding crop for the wrong purpose? Alright, let's check. I'm gonna check this first. I took a quick look through these documents before the trial started.
Well, I wasn't even afforded the opportunity to skim it.
I suppose I should explain it to you then.
Yeah, you should. Perfectly and in its entirety, if you please. Bleh.
On the night of September 8th, an NBC staff member was killed in front of the embassy. The staff member died of shock due to being shot in the heart. Do you understand? Hold on, I'm still going. Mackerel was brought in that night and suspect thoroughly questioning because the murder weapon was found on him, for which he was arrested on the spot. A simpleton of a man.
A simpleton of a man. That's
I agree.
What he was.
I just kept talking. Perhaps he was, for the weapon wasn't the only incriminating evidence we had. Mr. L was caught in the act of what? On film by security.
He was even bigger simpleton than I'd thought. I can't believe he didn't notice the security camera.
The Cotopian Embassy's security system is supposedly very well designed. He may have simply not been aware that there was a camera in the area.
There were signs on the wall that said, "Smile, you're on camera."
Yeah.
So, have you seen the contents of the video for yourself?
Yes, the surveillance video of the security camera took was played during the trial by Mr. Faraday. You can clearly identify Mr. L on it. Even the sound of the gunshot is crystal clear.
Huh. So the footage included sound, huh? I don't think I'd ever want to see the wound of someone's death in real life.
Don't go on the internet. Me neither.
Oh, Edgeworth.
I will never see anyone die ever. And I haven't. Mr. Faraday's organizer. It appears he was in the habit of using it.
It looks like he wrote a strategy for getting Mr. L convicted down in here.
I have to protect the evidence. I have collected the evidence I need to prove Mr. Rel was the killer. Between the handgun Rel had on him when he was arrested and the surveillance tape, I should be able to prove that he was the one. It appears that Mr. Faraday honestly believed that Mr. Rel was the killer in the case.
I mean, that was pretty clear cut, I feel like.
The sound of his handgun going off was recorded with superb clarity on the surveillance video. I also have evidence that I can use to prove Rel is not the real Yatagarasu. And it would also appear that he had proof that Mr. Rel was not the Yatagarasu. No matter how he may try to play it, as long as I have the Yatagarasu's key, I can prove he's a phony. If I present it to him in court, it should clear everything up. And he apparently also had very definitive piece of evidence. It's been a long battle. I hope this will finally bring it to an end. Yes, I believe that Mr. Faraday was well prepared to discredit any claim Mr. Rel may have had about being the real Yatagarasu.
And he had a way to prove that Mr. Rel was the guilty party in the embassy matter.
This organizer is a clue straight from Mr. Faraday. I'll have to take my time and give it a thorough read for later. I just read it. Is there more that I didn't read? Yesy.
Sorry. Look, there's a picture stuck between these pages here.
It appears to be a key. Its carving matches the knife.
And a rather ornate one at that. Just look at the design on the handle.
The craftsmanship is superb. Could this be the Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentioned in his organizer?
The Yatagarasu's key?
Detective Bat said something earlier.
What's different about this time was that the evidence related to the smuggling ring was sent to the police. And the sender was none other than the one who infiltrated the Cotopian embassy. The Yatagarasu.
The Yatagarasu sent the evidence? Didn't we
Until
just see
now,
this?
the Yatagarasu
Yeah, not that long ago.
Okay.
would always publicize any corrupt dealings through the mass media. But not this time. The evidence this time was something only Faraday and I and a select few others knew about.
Mr. Faraday must have been trying to keep this a secret to keep safe.
As the prosecutor on both the Yatagarasu smuggling ring cases, that's to be expected. And the Yatagarasu and the yeah. odd.
What is it?
Mr. Faraday didn't mention anything about a knife in his organizer.
That certainly is odd.
The weapon that was used to kill the Cadopian Embassy staff member was the gun. But if that's the case, then where did the knife that was used to murder Mr. Faraday come from?
Isn't obvious? It was brought into the courthouse by Mr. Rell. That's the only logical conclusion, right?
No, because it's not that easy to smuggle a weapon like that in here. Every person who enters the courthouse doors is checked thoroughly for contraband. Furthermore, the suspect was handcuffed, making it hot and impossible for him to bring a knife as large as this inside.
In that case, how do you suppose this knife ended up inside the courthouse?
I need to think carefully here. There is nothing related to the knife written anywhere in Mr. Faraday's organizer. However, it is a fact that this knife came from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. Conversely, there is one item listed in Mr. Faraday's organizer that no one has claimed to have seen today. So in order to solve this mystery, I believe I will need to take another good look at the evidence.
Miles Edgeworth, can I take the fact that you have yet to answer me to mean that you don't have an answer for me?
Actually, I do know the answer, Francisco.
Damn it! What is it?
One of the pieces of evidence we've been holding has been hiding a secret of its own. And it was through this piece of evidence that the knife was brought into the courthouse. It's the key, right? Because of the...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta be that.
Take that!
This Yatagarasu's key Mr. Faraday mentions in his organizer. This is how the knife was brought into the courthouse.
You're not making any sense, Miles Edgeworth.
You just need to look a bit closer, Francisca, to see what I mean. Don't the color and ornamentation of the key's handle remind you of anything?
They do remind me of the knife.
Very good. Good job. Have a cookie.
Don't fucking patronize me, Miles Edgeworth.
Takes the cookie and eats it, anyways.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Both the Yatagarasu's key in this photo and the murderous knife have this very unique design on the handles. Furthermore, even though Mr. Faraday mentions the Yatagarasu's key, the only object we found at the crime scene was the knife.
You don't seriously mean to say...
Haha, I am always serious. And don't call me Shirley. It appears that you've finally caught up. And yes, I do mean to say that these two pieces of evidence are in fact one and the same.
Ah! That's impossible!
Even if that is what you believe, we should still investigate the possibility.
Turnabout reminds me of, like, ostrich feather.
Yeah.
Like, y'all know Fantasia?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The original one?
The one, the Dance of the Hours. With all the animals, and they had, like, the ostriches.
Yeah,
and
I've actually never
alligator.
seen the original Fantasia. I've only seen
Oh
2000.
shit!
2000 is beautiful. It has the fucking Firebird. Oh my god. That's animation right there. Now then, let us examine this knife in a little more detail. Detail, you might say. Whee! So, what do I examine on it? This is that part here. Huh.
Little button.
Aha.
What's wrong?
I can't believe it turned into a key! To think there was such a trick to this thing!
So the weapon used to kill Mr. Faraday is actually the key the Yatagarasu stole. This piece of information is more critical than anything we've learned up until now. Yeah, it feels like we're finally learning things.
Frankly, I'm shocked.
My name isn't Frank either.
Oh my god.
Mr. Faraday only mentioned the key aspect of this piece of evidence in his organizer. It's possible that even he had no idea the key was hiding a knife blade inside.
But is this true? That only someone who knew about the key to the knife trick could have killed Mr. Faraday.
Even among law enforcement, this key was top secret. We're looking for someone who knew even more about the key than even Mr. Faraday, meaning that the only person it could be is the one who sent the key in the first place. The great thief, Yatagarasu.
I said maybe Mr. Red really was a Yatagarasu.
They've also... So, we have information that the characters don't about
Yeah.
the fact that isn't Mr. Faraday the Yatagarasu, or at least we're supposed to assume that because he's Kei's father. In which case, if
Murder suicide, I don't know.
if that's the twist, then I'm like, but we know that. There has to be something else.
Or he was the one who killed Mr. Faraday. Isn't that one possible scenario?
No, not really. Especially since Mr. Faraday was absolutely convinced that Mr. Rel was not Yatagarasu. Besides, as Detective Bad said earlier...
When we questioned Rel about what was sent along with the white card, Rel had no idea what it was.
Could have been just lying.
I see. Alright then, I guess the person who knows the trick behind this key is someone else. And that person is the real Yatagarasu.
It seems that this key is truly the key to solve... It seems that this key is truly the key to solving this case.
Man, Edgeworth, never make a fucking joke again.
Okay, I will not. And then he doesn't. That's odd. We're short one piece of evidence. And the piece that's missing is the surveillance video that was played in court.
The surveillance video? How could a piece of evidence just disappear? Where did it go?
The video showing the moment in which Mr. Rel committed the murder. Where could it have gone indeed?
Are you done with your inspection of the others? It's taking way too fucking long. Jesus Christ.
No, it only took us 20 minutes. 25 minutes. Yes, I'm finished. However, Your Honor, I am missing a single piece of evidence.
Your Honor, were you derelict in your duties?
No, I dare not lick my duties. What do you take me for?
No, Your Honor. What? The most important piece of evidence in today's trial, the surveillance video, is not amongst the evidence you laid out for me.
I brought Mr. Faraday's whole bag with me from the crime scene.
It's not among us. Isn't that a bit sus?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe the tape is still somewhere at the crime scene.
God damn it. There's something wrong here. Something about this missing piece of evidence. It would appear that for me to find the answer to the secret, I will have to pay another visit to the scene of the crime. Defendant lobby number 2. Yay! Here we are.
Look!
Oh my god.
It is so weird to see him with like a fucking shirt. Well, I guess he does wear a shirt, but you know what I mean.
Where's his double eye patch?
Again, talk to yourself.
It's illegal for you to wear a tie.
You can't look this put together.
That's Detective Bad, but who is he with?
I've never seen that officer before.
So, did you find it?
No,
you
not
remember
yet. And I've looked everywhere.
I see. Well then, please continue with the search.
Understood. I'll continue the search. So you're the one running the show.
Investigators like you shouldn't even be allowed at the crime scenes.
How dare you? Just who do you think you are?
Bye-bye. And we never saw him again.
What was that all about? And who was that man just now?
Whoever he was, I'd never seen a more impudent officer in my life.
Crosses their arms. Does he even know that we're standing right behind him? Duncan, can you please say, he's standing right behind me in Bad's voice?
He's standing right behind me, isn't he?
Yay.
Yay. It looks like you're paying attention after all.
Of course I was. I have eyes in the back of my head.
I was going to say, does he have eyes in the back of his head? Ah, so the mirror isn't for vanity's sake. It's for him to keep an eye out on who or what is behind him at all times. So tell me, Detective Bad, who was that rude man just now?
The guy came here from the Republic of Zhang-Fa to study. He's Agent Lang. Trying everything he can to revive the lost honor of his family.
Oh, lore?
Lore?
He's traveling the world to study different philosophies of entertainment from scratch.
By visiting various police departments around the world, he has a lot of dedication.
He's still just a rookie cop, but I sense a strong grudge of some sort from him. The guy's more useful than Gumshoe, even if he is rude.
Well, I'm sure he has a lot of guts to come to this country and give prosecutors a hard time.
I agree. However, I can think of one young lady that statement also applies to. Anyway, what was the agent looking for, Detective Bad?
Oh yeah, that little girl that was poking around in lobby number 1 as well.
Like I said before, it's got nothing to do with the two of you.
I highly doubt it has nothing to do with me. They just back and forth. Fine. If this is the game I must play, then I will take this opportunity to draw out what he's been hiding, what happened in this room, straight from him. Alright. Earlier you were in lobby number 1, and now you're here in lobby number 2. Do you like math? Numbers? Arithmetic?
Yeah, numbers scare me.
You are quite the busy man, Detective Bad.
Multiple returns to a crime scene brings about success. That's what we detectives say.
I see. In that case, you wouldn't mind if I asked you about what happened again, correct?
I don't have anything left to say to you, boy.
Boy, you see, I will draw my answer from you one way or another.
Would it kill you to help us even a tiny bit in our investigation?
Francisca, crack his nuts.
I gave Faraday's notebook to the judge earlier. That's help enough, don't you think?
Please, we're asking you for just a bit more of your cooperation.
Don't push me, kid.
Okay. I'd like to ask once again about what happened around here at the time of the crime.
I refuse to answer. Any more investigating you do would be a waste of time.
But the title of the game.
Besides, how am I supposed to answer questions about things I don't even know about?
things you don't know about. But aren't you supposed to know everything?
He should. Wait, is it possible? Maybe he doesn't know about the trick behind that piece of evidence. I should try showing it to him. It may prove to be the key to getting some answers. The key?
He's pawning again in his head. I hate him. The key.
What's on that? The key, the T! Detective Bat, did you know of the existence of the item in this photograph?
Of course I did. It's my job to know everything related to the Yatagarasu case.
In that case, let me ask you something. Did you know that the knife that killed Mr. Faraday and this Yatagarasu's key are one and the same?
What? That's possible.
It looks like he didn't know after all.
Inconceivable.
This piece of evidence, which we call the Yatagarasu's key, is actually a well-camouflaged knife. Mr. Faraday was planning to use this Yatagarasu's key to prove that Mr. Rel was not the real Yatagarasu. Isn't that correct?
If so,
However, Mr. Faraday had no idea that it was, in fact, a knife.
yeah, I have to admit, neither one of us knew that fact. If neither of us knew, then no one in the law enforcement knew either. How do we miss something as big as this?
I noticed that since a little while ago, you appeared to be searching for something. I presume that this key was what you were searching for.
Yeah, that's right.
And why were you searching for it?
Because I promised Faraday. I promised that I'd protect the key with my life. But after he was killed, the key disappeared from Faraday's evidence bag. Who would have thought that the key is what took Faraday's life?
Detective Bad, so that we may find the truth, please testify before me once more.
Alright. It doesn't matter how many times I tell you about what happened. Nothing will change.
Just give us 700 more dialogue boxes and maybe we'll figure something out. Detective Bad, I'm back. I asked that you please testify once more about what happened in lobby number 2 and what you experienced in lobby number 1.
My answer is still the same. And this is the last time we're going to do this.
Don't make promises. That's fine, because I only need this one last time to clear everything up and find the truth behind this case.
I was in lobby number 1 talking with you. We were talking about some trivial things. I heard the gunshot
Suspicious.
right before the trial was about to reconvene. When we heard it, you and I immediately dashed into the hallway together. I saw a gumshoe goofing around there, and then we all ran into lobby number 2.
It sounds like the exact same story he told us before.
Indeed. However, I feel that we have not yet drawn out, or that we have yet to draw out all the information we can.
Press.
Will do. Hold it!
Why did Miss Yu choose lobby number 1? Answer me!
Who knows? She just said she had something she wanted to talk to me about. We walked into lobby number 1 together. That's all.
So his answer remains the same as before, I see.
Hold it!
I was hoping you could expound on what exactly you were discussing with Miss Yu.
Trivial stuff. Nothing important.
That's for me to decide. Alright, I suppose that's for him to decide. Moving on then.
Hold it!
Until you heard the gunshot, did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
Not even the rumbling of your tumbly? What? What are you talking about? I'm saying you weren't hungry? You want to go out for dinner?
What is he talking about?
If the gunshot Detective Bad heard was really the one from the murder, that would give him that other piece of evidence an entirely different. I ask that you please amend your testimony with that statement just now.
Sure. I didn't hear any other strange sounds until that gunshot.
You know what the contradiction is, Dan?
I could probably find it by reading.
Yes, you can. Hey, you're learning.
Yeah. Didn't hear a sign of a struggle. Am I reading properly? Hold on. Oh, well, the popping.
Yeah.
That
Remember?
would have been heard.
The judge heard that from all the way over the bathroom. Why didn't you hear that?
Oh, I used my brain.
Yeah, he should have heard that. Aha!
Detective Bad, does this balloon fragment remind you of anything?
It's the same color as the one Kay was holding.
Oh, so you knew about that girl's balloon?
Yeah. I was sitting with her up in the gallery. During the recess, just before we split up, I filled the balloon up for her.
Oh, that's nice.
You have helium? Or did you do it with your breath? Because that doesn't work. Well, as you may have already surmised, the piece did indeed come from Kay's balloon.
So, what about the balloon?
I wonder if you might remember hearing this balloon pop at some point.
What are you getting at?
This fragment was found in the hallway right in front of lobby number 2. Furthermore, it was the sound of this balloon popping that the judge mistook as a gunshot.
Oh. So the sound the judge heard was not actually a gunshot, huh?
On top of that...
On top of that? On top of that, his honor said that he heard the balloon pop. About 20 minutes before the trial was to reconvene.
So why didn't you hear it? Were you busy pissing? Are you a pisser? Yes, which means that His Honor heard the balloon pop in the hallway. When you were in lobby number 1, Detective Bad. And if you were in lobby number 1 at that time, you were close enough that you should have heard the balloon popping as well.
So?
Well, I didn't consider that.
He's like so mad.
Don't give me a so.
He just proves that there's a flaw in your testimony.
Echoing of the truth is louder than the sound of your sweet naivete cracking.
What the fuck are you talking about?
And since you kids don't seem to know, let me fill you in on something. Did you ever stop to think why the doors and walls of this place seem so rugged? That's because they're designed to keep secrets from being leaked.
What is that supposed to mean?
The doors and walls are super thick. The window panes are double layered. To top it all off, even the curtains are made of a special sound-absorbing material.
Then, you mean...
Since I was shut up inside lobby number 1, there's no way I could have heard that sound.
No.
Gurk. I knew that's what I was going to say.
Dude, that means that Squareface's testimony is completely useless. If the rooms are soundproof, then of course he wouldn't hear any sign of a struggle.
No!
Also why it's only neutral. And I didn't hear the balloon popping. How do you get it, kids?
Miles, I thought we were supposed to be the ones finding flaws in his logic. Not the other way around.
The other way around. It's not possible to hear the sound of a balloon popping if one were in lobby number 1. However, if we examine the situation in reverse, the person standing in the hallway should not be able to hear the real gunshot either. And yet, Detective Gumshoe claims to have heard it while he was standing in the hallway. Detective Bad, I was thinking that...
Yeah, that's a good point.
If that is the case, how exactly did you hear the gunshot?
What do you mean? I just did.
Okay, if I were to shoot you right now, would you hear it? If I were to throw you into a meat grinder,
Oh my god.
and all that came out was
If
your
he-
eyeball,
if the detective gets,
you're
if the
probably
detective gets
dead!
shot in the courtroom, does he make a sound?
Did you guys watch Germa, or is that just me?
Sometimes, but not a lot.
Okay. I was just at a work Christmas dinner, and one of the person just started quoting that, and I was all like, I will finish the quote. We were both like, you're probably dead. Anyway, that you have yet to realize your contradiction in your own words.
And so,
If the rooms are as soundproof as you say they are, then how did the sound of the gunshot enter your ears? How did the snakebite enter your veins?
I see what you mean. Guess I'm more out of it from Faraday's murder than I had thought.
Which means, what exactly, Miles? In the end, what does it all boil down to?
I have an idea. He said he opened a window.
Yeah.
Could he have heard it from the window, and the window was open in their room? Because their curtain was blowing when we came in. So, because of the perfume, he opened the window and he heard that through there. I don't know. Boils down to this. There must be a reason as to how Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard the gunshot they theoretically couldn't have. And the window out in the hallway was also open. So that could explain how Gumshoe heard it. It looks like we need to examine the state of the crime scene again, huh? Huh. State of the crime scene. Wait, can it be? Yeah.
I'm not reading it in. Just another flashback.
We're just gonna collect logic pieces,
It's time for a brain blast.
Yay.
forcing us to logic. Lobby number 2 window. It's simply not possible for the killer to have escaped through barred windows, and yet the fragrance of the perfume managed to escape from defendant's lobby number 1. Of course, incorporeal things can move freely through these open barred windows. So that must mean
right there.
Let's go with this. Wait, no. The surveillance footage was on, right? It's in TV. No!
One step too ahead, Dan.
Well, Ow!
Roast me again.
Ow! Wait, hold on. What is the combination I didn't do?
Very loud television and open window. That's where the sound came from.
Oh! I'm dumb. I heard the gunshot on the TV. Because they were watching the thing. Now then,
Exactly.
what else beside a smell can go both in and out of an open bar window? The answer is sound! So, no matter how careful the killer was, if the windows were open, the jig would be up. And since the windows in both defendant lobby number 1 and the hallway were open, that explains how the sound of a gunshot could be heard in both locations. And then, the hardest one so far. The missing piece of evidence is a video that shows that the moment in which Mr. Rell killed the embassy staff member, the sound of the gunshot left quite impressional on me when played during the trial. The video should have been returned to Mr. Faraday's evidence bag from the recess, and brought back here. If it disappeared after that time, then it's possible that the tape is still here in this room. Eureka! The evidence that the missing evidence created for me is the gunshot sound that no one should have been able to hear in the first place.
Miles, what have you been thinking about?
Yeah, he just like goes like brain
You've been
blast.
staring off into space for the past 10 minutes. Stop wasting time thinking, or let's start looking again.
It's not a waste of time, for I have figured out where we should look.
Oh, where would that be?
Right here. I believe we should examine the television. My favorite Japanese anime is on.
Oh my gosh.
TV. Well, you kids have fun. Go ahead and examine whatever you like.
This is just like one of my Japanese animes. I won't cranny until I've left just here. It's a video player.
No.
There seems to be a visible tape inside.
It looks like it. The tape must have stopped on its own accord when it reached the end.
This tape, could it be the missing surveillance tape?
I propose, but
But what?
Hey Dan,
Yes.
what do you think about this one? She inspect on my nook till I cranny.
my god.
It's pretty good. That's, I'm gonna use that one in the future.
Sure, knock yourself out.
Alright. Then let's rewind this and see what we have.
Hey, Francisca, you ready to see a dead body?
Oh my god.
If I remember correctly, the footage of Rell killing the embassy staff member should be at about the 30-minute mark at the start of the tape.
Understood. Anyone have popcorn? Should be about right. Now let's see.
This is the footage of Mr. Red shooting that embassy staff member.
Francisca, you want to be a part of law? You're gonna have to get used to this. I knew it. The missing piece of evidence, the surveillance video, was here all along.
Sound. What's the meaning of this?
It appears that Detective Bout has figured out the true source of the gunshot he heard. Now, like, how high volume do you think they turned the TV up to? You know, so my TV that I have in my room, I never put above, like, the volume of, like, 20. but it can go up to 100. I do sometimes wonder, like, I don't think I've ever put a TV at full volume. Because, like...
They can get pretty loud when they're at full volume.
Yeah, I'm like, why are they capable of deafening me? For most video games, I, like, keep my TV at, like, 5. There are just, like, some particularly soft streaming services or something. With this, I think we can figure out the trick behind this double murder.
Do you mean that you figured it all out then?
Yes, all I have to do now is show what the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard earlier was, and through where they came from.
Fine. In that case, show me what you've deduced.
Now, to show what the gunshot Detective Bad and Gumshoe heard was, and through where they... I get it. I won't rest until I've inspected. Where do I want to deduce?
The window.
The window. Is this spot somehow connected to any of the evidence that I hold? This?
Videotape. Throw it out the window.
If the door and windows to the crime scene, namely this room that we're in, were closed, the killer could have used this gun, and no one would have been the wiser.
That's true. This courthouse does seem to be well designed for such a thing, as it were.
However, what happened in reality was, Detective Gumshoe, Detective Bad, and Miss Yu, all three of them, heard the gunshot.
Well, the windows in lobby number 1, number 2, and the hallway were open. So naturally, the people in those locations could hear it.
Ah, but then why would the criminal open the window in the first place?
To allow the gunshot to be heard, I suppose.
Correct. That's the only logical conclusion we can draw from this.
But why was that necessary in the first place? I want the real answer, Miles. I demand satisfaction.
Okay, relax. Very well, I believe that the killer wanted to manipulate our perception of a certain fact. What was it that the killer wanted to manipulate? The murder weapon. Right?
No.
What do you mean, no?
No.
I'm gonna kill you guys with a gun. In a video game. Don't be mad at me, YouTube. I've... YouTube has, like, a thing where, like, people have, like, joked about, like, killing themselves, and then, like, YouTube has, like, a suicide hotline that it puts on the video.
Yeah.
It's a thing that happens.
Come on, Dan, use your neurons.
The crimes... When the crime took place.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The killer wanted to fabricate the time of death to their precise wishes. And they used the gunshot in the surveillance video to do so.
Yeah, because then they could make the gunshot go off whenever they wanted.
Yeah.
So that's why the tape was left running.
You mean the gunshot I heard was from this video?
Yes, which means that the murders really occurred at an earlier time than we thought. Must have been during the recess, but before Detective Gumshoe was on guard duty. Someone who has no alibi for that time period, and planned this crime out in advance. That person is the real killer. Yay.
It's all coming together.
Oh boy.
Got an idea now, Dan?
Yeah, are we getting close to the end of this part then?
Well, yeah, we're done with this part. Now we're on to the final part.
That was like an hour and a half, so we should be able to complete this in 3 hours.
Definitely, I think so. Mr. Edgeworth.
What? Jesus. Snuck up on me.
Miss Yu's asking for you. She's in the courtroom.
We gotta put a cat bell on you. And then I can call you Kitten. Would you like that?
My God.
No.
No.
She says that she's identified the murderer, but that she wants to clarify something.
It looks like Miss Yu is still investigating something.
Understood. Please tell me. What? Please tell her that I will be right over.
Oh, come on. I want to hear what she has to say.
It would appear that the time has come to uncover the truth. Next stream. Nah, definitely these two are shorter than the previous ones.
Yeah, the other two parts were longer, but these two parts are shorter.
All right, do we want to
Finally
take?
at the heart of this nook and/or cranny.
Do you want to take a break or anything?
Up to you.
I'm good to go.
I'm gonna get a drink. real
Okay.
fast. So,
Okay.
Vamp. Talk about. I don't know.
So
Once again, this case is right before September 11th. Don't forget.
that always messes me up to remember.
Yes. If you heard the theory that Kay Faraday was born on 9/11,
I have not heard that one actually. This is my first time hearing that.
it's because of like how old she is. Her birthday could plausibly be on September 11th, 2001.
Yeah,
So,
fair.
like, given her age and like the timeline of the series, it's plausible.
Yeah.
Which also puts things into perspective. If that actually were true, that would also mean, like, could you imagine if her dad died the day before her birthday?
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That'd be messed up.
What are you guys talking about?
We're talking about murder in September 11th. Fun things.
All right. Hear that? Got myself a
No.
Coca-Cola.
Aha.
Since we had some left over from a Christmas party. Did you know that the reason why Santa Claus wears red and white is because of Coca-Cola? Did you actually know that?
I did
That
not.
makes sense.
Yeah, it was a branding push to associate Coca-Cola with Christmas. And then it had the polar bear. And now, in the year of our Lord 2024, they have like an AI generated commercial. So, all goodwill gone. But I'm still drinking it, I guess. Alright. Everyone's here. Except for Gumshoe. Okay, what are you doing here?
Oh, hello, mister. I'm still investigating.
But the object you're looking for is already...
Don't mind him. Please continue with your investigation.
Okay, you got it.
Oh, he's nice with kids.
Detective Bad, haven't we already found what you're looking for? It probably has lollipops. It's like, have a lollipop. Yay!
It means I can keep her in the dark just a little bit longer. Any little task will do.
Oh,
Aw.
you're more sympathetic than I thought.
Oh. You know how we titled the, stream Edgeworth Saves Christmas?
Yeah.
Maybe it should be Edgeworth saves September 11th.
Yeah, I was gonna say Edgeworth stops...
11.
Edgeworth stops September 11th.
That's crazy.
Perfect. That's the Edgeworth lore I want to see.
This is so dumb, but... Man, I'm gonna write that fan fiction.
Oh my god.
He was on the plane. He stopped.
Oh my god.
Like, yeah, action movie. Let's go.
I've been waiting for you, Miles Edgeworth.
I've also been waiting for the moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest.
A moment in which we can finally lay this case to rest. Oh, wasn't that when we placed Detective Gumshoe under arrest? I think we've more than solved this case already. Don't you? And you see, it all depends on whether or not your logic holds.
I just...
Oh, I see we even have a viewer in the gallery, and why, even Mr. Bad is here.
I love the idea that she just, like, laughs incredibly hard, and Edgeworth just, like, stares at her.
Yeah.
Yes.
Blank face.
Stares at her prosecutorially.
A viewer in the gallery? I am hardly just a bystander.
Duty to see this case through to the end. No matter how it turns out.
Oh, is that right? Anyway, I thought you might like to hear what I've slaved away to find out. I've taken statements on every single person's movement during that time of when our suspect was in the hallway. I also confirmed that there's no possible route of escape from lobby number 2. Therefore, the killer must without a doubt be Detective Gumshoe.
And that's all you have?
Yeah, that's all there is to my conclusion in this case.
Sorry, but I beg to differ. In a trial, there's always time for a rebuttal, and we are standing in a court of law. It'd be more than appropriate to follow the rules of court in this case, don't you think?
Absolutely, like I was gonna think that the thing. Alright. I'll play along and give you a proper testimony.
If my logic is correct, then I've already won. And all I have to do now is to prove it by showing who the real killer is.
Everyone says the suspect has an alibi for when the gun went off. Furthermore, the areas around the crime scene have all been thoroughly investigated, right?
Why are you laughing?
I also confirmed that there's no possible escape route from lobby number 2.
This is not funny.
I believe this was one unmistakable conclusion.
A man-
Detective Gumshoe, the killer.
A man is dead. 2 men are dead. 2!
He has
I'm
literally
choosing
no
to read this like
self-control.
she's laughing because it's so obvious. Now that you have your testimony, I expect a good rebuttal, Edgeworth.
Get ready for my rebut! But of course, there's no need to confront her logic head on right now.
Really quick, can I point something out?
Okay.
So, can we talk about how because they're doing it in the trilogy games, they're having it so like you are standing in front of the judge, and so the defense shows up on the facing the right from the left-hand side, and the prosecution faces the right from the left-hand side. Can we talk about how in this game it's backwards, and you see like Edgeworth on the same side Phoenix would normally be on, and Callisto on the side that the prosecution would normally be on?
Intentional?
Uh-huh.
Because he's kind of doing a Phoenix right now? A little.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
A little bit, whether he will admit it or not.
Kind of doing one of those Phoenix rights instead of a Phoenix wrong.
We'll learn about Phoenix wrongs later.
Yay. I'm so excited for the next trilogy. I'm actually kind of tempted to, after we finish Investigations 1, to do one of the Apollo Justices at least.
You're gonna want to play Investigations 2 first. It's
Okay.
genuinely so good.
Okay. I should instead focus on drawing out any trump cards she has up her sleeve. Alright, time to rebut. Alright, I'm just gonna press.
Hold it!
The suspect, but I thought that Detective Gumshoe's alibi has already been proven.
Are you joking, Edgeworth?
I assure you, this is no jest.
Look, I know you heard from the judge earlier. That the detective was in the hallway with Mr. Faraday's daughter eating Swiss roll.
Yes, that is correct.
But see, I was 20 minutes before the real gunshot went off, right? And the problem is, there's no one else who could corroborate what he did since stacking.
I see she's done her research well, which means that I should focus on drawing out. Yeah.
Hold it!
Whether they have been thoroughly investigated or not is for me to decide.
I'm crunch time on this because I can find it back! Anyway, even if you believe it hasn't been exhaustive, the crime scene, lobby number 2, has no way out other than the hallway Detective Gumshoe was standing in. And because he claimed to be there, that makes him the only possible suspect.
But isn't it also possible that someone escaped through a window into the garden?
I'm the first place everyone looks silly. We found all a bunch of lazy files and looked at every possibility, you know? Is this alright, Mr. Bad?
Yeah, there wasn't a scrap of evidence. It was just someone used one of the windows. There also weren't any footprints or anything in the courtyard garden.
I suppose they really did check everything that could be relevant to the case. Oh, did you?
Hold it!
Are you absolutely positive there are no possible routes of escape?
Of course I'm sure.
And why are you so certain?
This is the courthouse, the place where criminals are brought to be judged. If there was an escape route, I'm sure every criminal would be using it to escape. It's just common sense. Miles interest, I suggested you use a bit more of it in the future.
Oh, my ass.
Hold it!
You may think that it's unshakable, but to me there are still too many unanswered questions. For example, who was it that placed the gun in Mr. Faraday's hand?
You're thinking with still wondering that. Oh, Detective Gumshoe probably had no idea which hand Mr. Faraday to write with. Oh, even if you know someone, it doesn't mean you'll even know which hand they write with, right? I mean, I certainly don't care about that sort of thing.
I'm not about to let her get a rise out of me with such a flippant statement. I suppose we really reached the end now, and I've got nothing. I already have my trump card ready. All that remains is to play it. But before I do, I think I should inquire into a little something about her argument. You said earlier that you confirmed the alibis of every person other than the suspect. However, I don't recall either Francisca or myself speaking with you about the subject.
Oh, but there were witnesses. For you, there's your mentor who gave you an alibi.
I see.
As for the little Missy, she came to the courthouse during the recess. He was stopped by the security guard at the door to the hallway. She gave him quite a whipping for that one. I am the daughter of Manfred von Karma. And I will not be forcibly stopped by a guard or bailiff or anyone else.
Oh wait, so basically the only reason Francisca bothered to show up today was because she found out that I was to be a replacement prosecutor? By the way, Miss Yu, What about everyone's alibis before Detective Gumshoe was assigned to guard duty?
What about them?
Have you looked into what people were doing during that span of time?
What type of idiot do you take me for?
You
It
don't
doesn't
know.
matter when the killer went into lobby number 2. From the time we heard the gunshot, to the time Mr. Bad and I arrived on the scene as we dashed from lobby number 1. The only person who could have committed the crime was Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, let's talk about when you and Detective Bad heard that gunshot, shall we? I suppose that if we go by your logic, then Detective Gumshoe is the only one. However, what if the crime had occurred at an entirely different time than when the gunshot you heard went off? What then? That gunshot was a trap meant to manipulate our... Oh, fuck.
Sadly, your explanation is very lacking, Edgeworth. The gunshot we heard in lobby number 1. Can you explain how that could have been fabricated?
Tape! Videotape!
Creepy.
Throw it!
Take that!
Throw it!
The tape.
Oh my gosh, she's doing her makeup. Oh my god, oh, look at her go! Yes, it's exactly what you think it is. This is the surveillance tape of Mr. Rell and the prosecution presented in today's trial. This was found loaded in the video player, locked and loaded in the video player in lobby number 2. That was connected to the large television that had its volume turned all the way up.
You can't honestly mean that the sound we heard was the gunshot of the video.
But I do, which leads me to my next point. The murders occurred much earlier than when anyone heard the gunshot.
It's the only thing I could think of, too.
Oh, that was me. After committing double homicide, or lover's double suicide. Maybe. We don't know yet. The killer took the surveillance video out from Mr. Faraday's evidence bag, turned the television's volume all the way up, and left the video to play. If played from the beginning, it would take 30 minutes for the gunshot sound to come on. And since we know that this method of time manipulation is possible, it opens up the possibility that the killer is someone other than Detective Gumshoe.
Objection!
Sounds like from a television don't amount to much here. But of course, Mr. Prosecutor Edgeworth and little Miss Von Karma
See,
already knew that much from the very beginning, right? Of course we knew. Didn't we, Miles?
yes, of course. We know about the soundproof quality of the courthouse's rooms. Huh? Of course, I'm not going to admit we had no idea and only till a little while ago.
That's right. And if the rooms are soundproof, then we shouldn't have been able to hear it. And yet we heard the gunshot clear as day.
And
And that's the end of it. End of story.
but it's not. I like that he gets to be cocky now, since everyone was all like,
Yeah.
and to him. The window was open! There is actually one common point between lobby number 1 and lobby number 2, and it is that despite the fact that both rooms have air conditioners installed, a window was open in each. Now we know that the window in lobby number 2 was opened by the killer. However, a window in lobby number 1 was also
Objection!
It's probably just a coincidence that we both opened at the same time.
Objection!
It was no mere coincidence, I assure you. Why was the window open in lobby number 1? The answer is that a certain person did something to cause the window to be opened. And that person who triggered that action, the person is the real guilty party. The real killer in this double murder is... Well, it can only be one person.
Uh-huh.
The person who triggered the window to be open.
Take that!
It's you.
Miss
Get it?
Callisto
Get it?
Yu. I hereby formally indict you of the murder of Mr. Faraday and Mr. Rell.
What? You indict me? Are you serious, Miles? Why do you think she is the killer?
That's the only possibility that came to my mind. She plays it so cool that I'm like, she's like showing no signs. It's impressive. I don't understand her motive just yet, but of course I'm serious. And don't call me Shirley. Because she is the only one that could have done it. Well, Miss Yu, do you still feel like laughing now?
Oh, of course I do, Mr. Edgeworth. I don't know why I was so...
My argument must not be tight enough yet.
Although, I never thought things would spiral into this. But I'll have you know I'm enjoying this dance quite a bit. I guess it means it's time for my own rebuttal now, right?
Oh boy.
You argued that the window was open, however. Do you have proof that it was I who did that? Furthermore, do you have proof that the tape was used in committing the crime? Frankly, I'm shocked that you're going around accusing people of murder like that. Especially with logic as full of holes as yours.
What do you think, Dan?
That's all?
If you stand up there?
This is where it really starts. I mustn't let my guard down for even a second, or the truth will blow away. Now is the time to put the patented VOD Karma perfect proof to the test. Patented? You know, Manfred would.
Yeah.
Go down to the patent office and be like, I would like to put a patent in for proof.
I want to put a patent on the perfect proof, as it were.
I'm going to copyright the term perfect proof.
Because I am the perfect prosecutor.
So I feel like we have to use the perfume to
Yeah.
for why it's her.
It's like any proof? Well, what about this?
And you spilled some in lobby number 1.
So yeah, we know you were there.
Objection!
And we also know it's hers because of how distinct it was.
Yeah. I'm sure you've seen this before, haven't you, Miss Yu?
Edgeworth, I never knew that you were wearing that kind of perfume. Oh, it's not exactly what I'd recommend for boys, you know.
What? This isn't mine.
That's right, it's mine. And I received it from Detective Bad, you see.
Miss Yu, you can pretend all you like, but we know at least this much is for sure. That you are the one who gave this bottle of perfume to Detective Bad.
That's you're super easy to rile up. So, what about the perfume?
While you were in lobby number 1, you made a big show of spilling some of this perfume. That's according to Detective Bad.
Oh, I know.
You also knew that if you spilled it, he would naturally move to open the window.
Come now. I've already told you that's all just a big coincidence. After we opened the window in lobby number 1, I just left it open, you know. So maybe it was just dumb luck that we heard the gunshot through the window.
Objection!
The timing of when you were going to spill the perfume is something you could control. And the most important fact about this case is when people were made to hear the shot. Furthermore, it would have been pointless if you didn't have an alibi for yourself at the time.
You mean?
Miss Yu, you are the one who called Detective Bad into lobby number 1. When you saw him bring Detective Gumshoe into the hallway, is that correct? All of today's premeditated events could only have been thought up by you, Monsieur.
You accuse me of murder on the fact I spilled a little perfume? Well, allow me to say this much. I couldn't have killed Mr. Faraday.
Would you care to testify as to why?
Look, I've had a lot of fun today, really. But I grow weary of this game of cat and mouse. Let's make this the last testimony and wrap this absurd case up once and for all.
Okay. Couldn't be me.
Accusing someone of murder over a spilled bottle of perfume is a bit over the top. But I suppose forgery is to be expected from a disciple of Von Karma. In any case, it simply couldn't have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife that was used to kill him came from. Miles, her testimony is flawless.
Yes, but no matter what sort of trick she may try to pull, she won't escape me. And if I'm lacking in information, I'll just draw it out of her. Couldn't be me. Accusing someone, is it? Okay, ad hominem. In any case, it simply could not have been me who killed Mr. Faraday. After all, I don't even know where the knife... It has to be about this line. Should I press?
Yeah, I think so.
Hold it!
Oh, shit.
Ooh, it's getting dark. It's
At
important.
this rate, she will inevitably escape. But if she really was the one who killed Mr. Faraday, then she must have known about the existence of the knife. I'm sorry, monsieur. Maybe you weren't aware. However, the knife that was used to kill Mr. Faraday was taken from his evidence bag.
Miles, what do you think you're doing?
Lying. I'm drawing the truth out of her. That's what I'm doing.
Huh. I don't recall a knife being presented at the trial earlier today.
Or are we playing our hand?
I think he's lying a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we know
Manipulating
that he
a
used to use underhanded tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely one of those.
I gotta say, being on his side can be kind of fun sometimes.
Yeah.
To just be all like, I'm gonna lay a trap.
It's pretty cool getting to see it like from a first-hand perspective.
Yeah. Well, I suppose that's because the evidence was something Mr. Faraday had yet to use.
Oh, so that's what you're trying to do. Look, why don't you get it out with the lies? I've already figured you out. There was no knife inside Mr. Faraday's evidence bag. The only evidence that had yet to be presented was the key that the Yatagarasu had sent. And unless a key can magically turn into a knife, you really don't have a leg to stand on.
Yeah. If only.
Uh-huh.
Did you really think you could trap me? Oh, come now, be honest.
I never intended to do such a thing. It was all a misunderstanding on my part. In any case, I wonder if you might append what you just said to your testimony.
Sure, why not? I'll even say it as many times as you like.
Do we present this one?
Yes.
Okay.
Objection!
Got her.
Finger. Got her. Ah. Miss you, I wonder if you might take a look at this photo for me. This is the picture of the key the Yatagarasu sent to the police. However, while it may look like a key at first glance, it in fact has the secret ability to transform into a knife. Which means that what was inside Mr. Faraday's bag was both the Yatagarasu's key and the murderous knife. You knew that the key was inside Mr. Faraday's bag, did you not?
Yes.
Well, with the Yatagarasu's key alone, it's more than possible to kill Mr. Faraday. Do you understand now? Just knowing of the existence of the Yatagarasu's key. Do you mind? Fucking right now?
I still haven't had a good look at it. Showing it to me from that far away, you could be lying for all I know.
You would, even now, still feign ignorance?
I'm not feigning anything. But we can't have you accusing me for a crime with false evidence now, can
So
we?
you are just ignorant?
I mean, Mr. Von Karma. I've heard some very interesting rumors about him.
Okay. Ad hominem attack again. This is not relevant to the case.
Are you mocking my papa?
Don't you dare sully the good name of my mentor. He'll do that himself.
Wasn't some dramatic irony?
Yeah. Now, take a good look. This piece of evidence is more than real.
Wow. Who knew there was such a trick to this thing?
Are you satisfied now? But of course you knew from the very beginning, didn't you? You knew that the knife and the Yatagarasu's key are one and the same. Otherwise, someone like you, who isn't a member of law enforcement, and who would never have been privy to this trick, would have never known about it to begin with. Furthermore, this is something that the Yatagarasu sent to the police. How did you have knowledge as to what it was?
Actually, I heard it from Mr. Faraday. Just before he dragged Mr. Rell off, he told me. Oh, that's right, I almost forgot. He also told me about the key turning into a knife at that time. But he didn't tell me about how the key actually transformed.
Objection!
What you are saying is simply not possible.
Oh, and why not?
Because Mr. Faraday himself didn't know about the hidden knife within the key. For within these pages, he mentions nothing about the knife.
I'm not sure he would have written everything in his organizer, you know.
I don't know, he wrote a lot.
Wouldn't something of this importance be better left to oral communication?
Objection!
Unfortunately, that is also impossible, because Detective Bad didn't know about the knife aspect either. What would have been highly classified information even within the police force, and is something that even the lead detective on the case didn't know. Why would Mr. Faraday have felt the need to share such information with the opposition?
Yeah, I guess he wouldn't have much of a reason to. Looks like I gave a pretty lame excuse, huh?
How can you laugh at a time like this? Okay, how can...
I have lines here!
I have lines!
I
No.
was trying to have it in the background. She probably just realized the flaw in their logic and is actually in a panic over it. But that's not something we need to concern ourselves with.
I suppose you're right. Miss Yu, I'd like to state that I also know how you know the real nature of the knife.
Oh, do you now? Well, why don't you put your money where your mouth is and show me?
Oh, I will! And I'll wipe that smile off your face by the time we're through. This is it, the moment of truth, the secret behind the Yatagarasu's key. Only one person would have knowledge of it from the get-go. Who would know from the start that the Yatagarasu's key could change into the knife? Yatagarasu? Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was only one person who would have known about the dual nature of the key.
And that is...
And that is the person who sent the Yatagarasu's key to the police. That is to say, the Yatagarasu herself.
Are you saying that this lawyer is the great thief Yatagarasu?
Miss you. You used Mr. Rel to lure Mr. Faraday into a trap, didn't you? You, who profess to bear a grudge against criminals. Why? Why do something like this? I am not laughing. Oh boy. She's
The Joker laugh.
she's having an episode.
Joker
It's
laugh.
not that you. A stupid rookie prosecutor would have seen through me. Oh, you're sending the biggest tail down my spine right now, Edgeworth. This feeling of thrill. It's even greater than when I stick into someplace.
Oh, what a thrill in my heart. You're so supreme. Good job, by the way.
Thank you.
But I give my life not
That was a
for
real laugh.
honor, just but for you.
I like this line. I like to screenshot this.
You.
You killed Faraday. Answer me. Callisto, you.
Callisto, you. Huh. That's not my real name. Because my real identity is, yes, the great thief Yatagarasu. Let me tell you something, Edgeworth. Mr. Faraday was one difficult man to deal with. For you see, he had discovered my true identity. Which is why I had to erase him from the world of law. I made Rel an offer, an acquittal for a little favor in return. All he had to do was accuse Mr. Faraday of being the Yatagarasu in court. But once we entered the recess, Rel was dragged off by Mr. Faraday, which threw my plan into a complete mess. I chased after them and eavesdropped on them through a crack in the door. That Rel caves to only two things, money and authority, just as all thugs. I feared my plan was going to be ruined if Mr. Faraday held on to Rel any longer. Plus, if I had let them continue on the way they were, I would have been found out. That's why I had no choice. I had to kill them both.
But didn't you say that you despised criminals?
Oh, but do I really?
You.
You.
You've
Forgotten about the KG8 incident, too.
Maybe. What sort of women would?
So then, was it your plan to kill Mr. Faraday with the very evidence that you sent?
Well, I had a good idea of what Mr. Faraday was going to do. I anticipated that Mr. Faraday was going to prove that Mr. Rel wasn't the Yatagarasu. By using this Yatagarasu's key as evidence, that he would bring it with him. Which is why I thought to use the knife portion. If the weapon is well disguised as this, no one would be the wiser. Because who in their right mind would think something like this could be a weapon? I casually entered lobby number 2 on the pretext that I had talked with Mr. Faraday. And in order to get in with him, I pretended to be worried about something. He then let me hold the Yatagarasu's key, just like that. He never noticed that I had changed the key into a knife inside that plastic bag. And he didn't have the chance to take note of the knife that I took his life. I knew him for a long time, you know. At the very least, I thought to give him a quick and painless death.
But if you killed Mr. Faraday first, there was no need for you to kill Mr. Rell as well.
I believe I mentioned why my plans were... I believe I mentioned why when we were placing Detective Gumshoe under arrest. Something about having accidentally created an eyewitness. And how that led the killer to think about setting them up so they killed each other.
Then the trick with the surveillance tape.
Yes, I hadn't actually planned to use a gun. The risk was too high that I'd be caught. However, that's when I remembered the existence of the surveillance. Which is why I had Rel here set me up, help me set up the crime scene. And after all was said and done, I rewarded him for all his hard work with a bullet.
You're a defense attorney, aren't you? How could you? How could you betray a client?
Client? If you want to talk to me about who was the client of whose first, it was me. I was the client of the murder of the Custodian Embassy staff member, Dead Man.
You
ordered a hit job.
Oh, you still haven't figured it out, Mr. Bad? I had Dead Man killed because he was about to give away info about the smuggling ring. Now, who exactly do you think would benefit from such an assassination?
You. Yippee. You. You're.
This bit is so funny.
That's right. I'm a member of the smuggling ring.
What? How could this...
But you don't mean you're working with Manny Cochin too, do you? You?
Maybe not. I guess you'll never know. A psychiatric lawsuit claims to be noble, but you're just another cold-blooded murderer. Oh, that's right, little girl. Yatagarasu is just another killer.
Be quiet. You.
Yatagarasu. Yatagarasu, you may say. You can run from the law, but you'll never escape it. So just humbly accept the judgment of this court.
Oh, hey, Edgeworth. Did you know that Yatagarasu has 3 legs? Do you know why that is?
Something big penis.
Oh, no. Well, let me tell you. It means that the Yatagarasu has more than one razor-sharp way to do her work.
Just, like, load a machine gun. Ah!
Ah!
Oh, you really are too naive, Edgeworth.
Bad? Do you have a gun? Do you have an actual gun?
You got peace.
You even handed the Yatagarasu's key right to me without a second thought. Everything may not have gone according to plan, but I'll still gladly take it.
You mean the key was your real target?
And even after I gave you such a great advice. Didn't I tell you to always keep a good eye on a criminal? Or you may regret what comes of your negligence.
You two, get down.
My body. I can't move.
Hey, mister! To your right!
What?
Yamcha pose?
Hold on. Duncan, take it away.
Yeah. You. You.
There she go!
Oh boy. Oh, there goes Kay as well.
Okay, don't fucking do that!
Kay shows up, it's like, on your left.
She's gonna tackle her.
I'm perfectly fine, Miles.
Come on, Miles could have deflected that.
He should have just, parried it.
Yeah. I mean, Phoenix can parry lots of shit in Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Exactly.
And also,
Miles is just an Echo Fighter, basically.
Doesn't Phoenix in that game literally, like, take the defense bench and, like, throw like, fight with it?
I know he can throw evidence at people. I know that's, like, one of the things he does.
That game is crazy.
Crazy.
Her voice is shaking, but it looks like she's unharmed. Where did Kay go? She's dead! That's a gunshot. Someone got shot. I was about to be like, Bad's not gonna, like, jump in the way.
Oh my god, Kay's gone. What happened?
Sorry, but it looks like she got away.
You kidding me?
I called the precinct. They should have a perimeter set up soon.
Detective Bad, are you alright? I heard a gunshot.
I'm okay. Just got another hole in my jacket.
They say he's fine, but he looks quite shaken. Yeah, he got shot at.
Yeah?
You ever been shot at? I haven't. But I don't want to be.
It took a long time to get the perimeter property set up. The people down at headquarters, they didn't really understand me when I kept telling them that you are the killer. Just didn't make any sense.
Oh my god.
It's a who's on first situation.
They just
God,
kept getting really
a
mad.
classic.
They kept getting really... You don't understand. You was the killer.
It's like...
I'm right here,
sir,
though.
You need to calm down. Sir, you need to calm down. I have an alibi.
No, you are the killer.
Alright.
Alright.
More importantly, Mr. Edgeworth, Miss Von Karma. You two hurt.
I'm absolutely fine.
Mentally scarred. I'm also alright, thanks to Kay.
Speaking of Kay, where is she?
I don't know, dead in the ditch somewhere.
Find her
Judging by that gunshot.
standing above Yu's dead body. Like, I did it! I stopped her! I don't know. She just sort of disappeared. She ran after you.
I'll look for her.
Someone be more concerned.
Oh, and, hey, Detective Gumshoe.
Yes, sir. Detective Bad, sir.
Sorry, I doubted you.
Don't worry, sir. It's not your fault. Well, I lied to you guys too, after all.
I heard about what happened. Lying while giving testimony is still unforgivable.
It's a good thing we weren't in a court of law, actually.
It's a good thing we weren't, because otherwise there would be zero consequences, because it's Ace Attorney.
Yeah, keep going.
But in this case, you were protecting Kay and her feelings. Looks like you just might have what it takes to be a real detective. Now, don't ever lose that detective spirit, okay? You got it, Pops.
Don't call me that.
Pops? I've watched too many detective dramas recently, have we?
Actually, it's a nickname because of my lollipops. Way to single-handedly destroy the cheery atmosphere with one snarky comment. Okay, I thought it was fine. Actually, you're destroying the atmosphere, Edgeworth.
I should get back to the investigation. I swear, I'll catch you if it's the last. I'll catch you if it's the last thing I do.
What are you? You're
You.
Why are you trying to catch me? I don't understand.
He's pointing at Edgeworth just to mess with him.
No, you have to catch Callisto, not
I'll catch you.
God.
You.
Be careful, Detective Bat, and take care. Did he bow?
Thanks. You. Well, I'm off. Maybe we'll run into each other again someday.
I'm sorry. Thanks a bunch, pal. You're the best.
I know.
You really did find out the truth behind everything.
I know. Yes, well, I'm glad we solved everything before you were taken to prison.
Well, he said. I can't believe how much trouble I caused you with my testimony, Detective Gumshoe.
It's okay, you only wasted about 30 minutes of my life.
That was no problem, really. I mean, I lied too, so I didn't really help anything. It's not really your fault, Your Honor.
Well, even if we didn't have his honest testimony, I think that lawyer would have found another way to get you convicted on her behalf.
Yeah. Can't believe I was about to get fired during my first week as a detective.
Well, as long as you're not fired. You should work hard, give all that you have, and perform your duties well. Oh, and one more thing. Kay left a present for you with me.
You did? Ooh, what is it?
What was it that Kay left for me? Proof of their friendship. This plastic bag of blood that we never used. This guy, right? Or this guy. This guy. Which one was it?
Pretty sure, yeah, it was. Pretty sure it was this one.
Take that!
It's Lord Special Sorcerer. Can I really have it?
No. Yes, it's a present meant for you after all.
Thanks a bunch. You have no idea how big this makes me, pal. This is literally his only meal for today. I'm gonna eat this right now.
Sure, go ahead. The Swiss rolls Detective Gumshoe and Kay bought together. While the one Kay saved never reached her father, it would appear that her sentiments have touched the heart of this detective. I just knew that this was gonna be like some sappy shit that he was about to say.
Yeah.
But from Miles, it is interesting. All right.
Yessie,
Sorry. He's so happy. It's as though he's having a welcome back celebration of his own.
Well, I was asked by Kay to give it to him.
Oh, that was good, pal. Can't believe I got to eat two of these delicious things in one day.
Yeah.
It's like I'm in Swiss roll paradise or something.
Okay.
I gotta thank Kay myself. Hey, wait. Where is she? Dead. We already established this.
You only just noticed now? Was his mind not present when we discussed her earlier? Detective Bad left to go search for her earlier. Maybe you should go join him.
Yeah, you betcha, pal. I'm here to help him. Oh, but first... You know what, pal?
What?
Actually, I guess I shouldn't be so rude to you anymore, huh? I'm gonna stick right by your side from now on, Mr. Edgeworth, sir.
Oh, dear God.
The origin of their friendship.
The origin. I sense nothing but the most troublesome relationship from that ominous statement.
We should go home 2 miles. We have to hurry and report what has happened to Papa.
You should just be like, you better hope I never get in charge of your salary. Agreed. Well, I'm afraid we must be going now, Detective.
Roger, sir. And don't worry. I'll investigate the next case we're on real well.
Oh no, he's calling us sir now. I'll, be counting on you. The scent of trouble is definitely in the air. Thus, like a bad dream, my first outing at court came to a disturbing end. A few months later, I was finally able to properly stand in court as a prosecutor. The detective in charge of the investigation was, as I dreaded, Detective Gumshoe. After that, he became my direct subordinate. I have tried, but words fail to describe the immeasurable suffering he has caused me. Words cannot describe the endless abyss of suffering that I've been thrown into because of this man. The torment of Kronos being thrown into Tartarus is tantamount to mine. It's like, alright, relax, Edgeworth. But I suppose that's just how things are. As for the little girl who suddenly disappeared, she's now dead.
Standing right in front of us. Remember this? Remember this from like over a month ago?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So, do you remember now?
That all just flooded into his head that very second.
Yes, I remember everything. Okay. It's been a while.
Hey, you sure grew up a lot.
Of course. But thank goodness, I thought you had totally forgotten about me.
You know, I was really worried about you after all that. Where have you been all this time?
Gummy, I didn't know you cared. After my father died, I went to go live with my mother's relatives. They lived really far away, so I wasn't really able to come back here all that much.
Oh, is that what happened? Well, I'm just glad you're alright.
So, does it all make sense now?
You betcha it does.
Oh, you know what? I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and...
Hold it!
Hold it! Actually, there are still a number of things that don't make sense, Kay. Yeah, I was just thinking.
Huh?
First of all, why did you come all this way to see me? And second, why are you calling yourself the Yatagarasu? Yep, that's the leap. That's what threw me off in the
Yep.
case, because I'm like, the Yatagarasu was related to her, right? The Yatagarasu's Callisto Yu, the woman who killed your father.
No, you're wrong. The real Yatagarasu is my father.
Fucking...
Mr. Faraday was the Yatagarasu?
Like I said, I was going through my father's bookshelf recently, and I found a secret diary hidden among his books. I have no regrets choosing to walk the path of the Yatagarasu. And that was written in this diary, and that's how I know for sure.
But that's That's impossible.
What's with that look? You don't believe me?
It wasn't just the expression on my face. I clearly said it was impossible just now.
Alright then. How do you explain this?
You know what? I don't know. It's a way of disarming any security system of the user's choosing.
Yep, that's Little Steve. Truth be told, this is the Yatagara's greatest secret. And this little gizmo was used by my father.
Wow, Mr. Faraday wasn't just a great prosecutor. He was really a great thief, huh?
Yeah, my father worked really hard to steal the truth.
I mean, I was thinking, it doesn't align with, like, the way that Yatagarasu's been described as, like, revealing corruption.
Yeah.
For them to just suddenly kill to keep a secret.
But he was killed, and the Yatagarasu was no more. But despite that, the Yatagarasu has been spotted again recently.
Although, to be fair, he might have been, and then you killed him and was all like, now I'm the Yatagarasu. Someone other than you? Maybe you?
Here, Mr. Edgeworth, take a look at this article.
The Yatagarasu sent the embassy a calling card.
Yeah, meaning this person's a fake. I'm almost certain. That Callisto Liu lady is behind this. Because the real Yatagarasu would never send something like a gaudy card out.
But the Yatagarasu did send a white card along with anything to be publicized. That's what Detective Bad told me 7 years ago, if memory serves.
Well, as soon as I heard the news, I got all wound up, and I just knew I couldn't let it go. So, I searched you out, so that I could obtain the truth behind the Yatagarasu. Because if anyone can help me find it, I figured it's you, Mr. Edgeworth.
So you're saying that I have your father's and Miss Yu's identities backwards?
Yep, because the real Yatagarasu is noble to the end. And I want to revive the real, noble Yatagarasu. If I don't, my father will never be able to rest in peace.
I was also... her father wears a scarf that has the same pattern that she has on her outfit here, which is commonly associated with thieves. So I was like...
Yeah.
So he is.
Yeah.
He is the thief, right? Because why else would he wear it? Okay.
Hey, you're so honorable. I don't care what anyone else thinks. I'll be here to cheer you on, pal.
You just have to share a Swiss roll. Even if you are honorable, a thief is a thief. And if you are plotting to commit a crime, then I'm afraid I can't be complicit.
I'm Mr. Edgeworth.
He's like, Mr. Edgeworth, you're so honorable!
You guys aren't making this easy for me. Who am I supposed to support now?
Gumshoe, I swear to God, we've been working together for 7 years. If you do not choose me, I will be offended.
Mr. Edgeworth, what I want from you isn't to steal something. What I want is the arrest of that evil woman.
That evil woman? You mean Callisto Yu?
I think it's too hard for me to catch her all by myself. But I thought that since you were able to expose her for who she is, then maybe... please, Mr. Edgeworth, please, won't you help me?
You're my only hope. Come to think of it, I do believe I owe you.
Uh-huh? Owe me for what?
When Miss Yu made her escape, it was you who saved my life. Furthermore, you helped me with the investigation today. I'm not so rude as to leave favors unrepaid.
Then you mean?
Yes. That case has been weighing down my soul ever since that fateful day. Perhaps the time has come to settle things once and for all. If you don't intend to sully your hands in crime, then I believe I can help you.
Mr. Edgeworth, thank you!
Yeah, Mr. Edgeworth, sir. Isn't that great, Kay?
Yeah, it sure is, Gummy.
Even though we had completely forgotten about her until just now. Ugh, what is with their chummy relationship?
It's called having friends, Mr. Edgeworth.
It disgusts me. Friends decrease my power as a human. That's a reference for me and me alone. The great thief Yatagarasu. After all that time, the true identity of the thief sank back into the darkness. Burn Faraday, Callisto Yu, and Kay Faraday. The phantasmagorically changing identity of the great thief Yatagarasu. Add phantasmagorically to the, like,
Yep.
and
that's
underline
going
it.
there.
Like, jeez.
Phantasmagorically.
And the Yatagarasu's real goal. It would all come to light the day after I made that promise to Kay. Ooh.
Yay!
Next case is the final one then?
Yep.
There is. And it's a doozy.
Oh
Yep.
boy. Don't tell me that.
I'll be honest, so yesterday, I went to go see Sonic 3, and after, like, listening to Tails the whole time, I feel like I finally settled into a good K voice.
Oh yeah.
You know, fair. That's a good idea.
Honestly, like, I think I finally hit it. As long as I can get back to, like, what I was doing at the end here, I think we have a good K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright. Let's see what it is. Turnabout Ablaze. Ablase.
Ablave.
Is that K in there?
Yes.
It's got the key silhouette.
Yep.
Alright.
I am very proud of my thing of the icon where I made it a candy cane.
Mm-hmm.
I feel so smart for that.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. Look at it more. Everyone look at the candy cane. Oh yeah, now you can look at it. And of course, Duncan's rats.
I was gonna say I'm pretty pleased with the holiday icons this year. Not that last year's were bad, but like,
Yeah.
it was fun to be able to do something like really original.
Can I
Yeah.
offer a suggestion for next year?
Yes,
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
that'd be a fun one.
Yeah.
That would be
Like,
fun.
I'll tell the viewers at home. I was between doing regular Christmas, and then I had the idea to do Rankin Bass the year without a Santa Claus, but I wasn't sure that would like immediately read as yes, Christmas, and so I kind of wasn't feeling either of those. So I'm glad that we settled on this.
But I wanted to be Mr. White Christmas. I wanted
I
to
was
be
going
Mr.
to
Snow.
make you. I was going to make you Snow Miser, and I was going to make Duncan Heat Miser,
Yeah.
and I guess I was going to be Mrs. Claus. I don't know.
Yeah, but these are good. But back to me. That was, all in all, that was a good case. I think it was too lengthy for what it is, which I don't know. I just get that feeling about this game that like this game more than the main series games have a lot of dialogue that I think is unnecessary.
Like certain feelings.
Yes. But it's like the kind of stuff in Danganronpa where you're just like, where characters just like talk in forever about a specific thing, and you're like, can we get to the end of it? But in Danganronpa,
Yeah.
it's kind of warranted because the mysteries are like,
Danganronpa.
yeah, the mysteries are like way crazy.
I will still maintain, the problems aside, this is probably my favorite case from the game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm just pointing out those are my problems, but everything about the story, it was great to see these characters younger.
I appreciate it mostly for the lore. That's
Yeah.
why. I love seeing how Edgeworth and Gumshoe met, and also it understands gets you to understand why Gumshoe's so loyal to him. You know,
Yeah.
this definitely helps explain that.
And I think the structure is good because like case 1, 2, and 3. Well, first of all, case 1 was a flashback, or no case. What is the newest series of events?
The problem is, like, also with this game is that the timeline's really strange with the cases.
Case 1 is after he got back off the plane.
The second case takes place before case 1. The third case takes place after case 2, but before case 1. Then case 4 jumps back way in the past. And now, finally, case 5 is going to take place after case 1.
Yeah. I kind of appreciate the structure. I don't know if it does that much for the plot.
I honestly don't like it. I think it's a little confusing sometimes to follow.
When you put something out of order, you usually do it for like a reason to like make it confusing, but I feel like it's not necessary for an Ace Attorney game.
It's just, for me, it's mostly a thing of like, by the time you get to episode 5, you might have actually forgotten some of the stuff that happened in episode 1. So
Yeah.
it's like,
Although
this is after that case.
I'll say this, I do agree with putting the flashback case here. Like,
Yeah.
it's like your third act flashback that reveals everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do like how it does tie all of the cases before this together more
Yeah.
concretely.
Because it just kind of feels like a mishmash beforehand.
Yeah.
It mostly it makes kind of case 1 feels like it had to take place there because they wanted to start with something exciting. Even though it's going to make the plot feel mishmashy, you know, because of the chain of events, but they just kind of ended up doing it because they thought that was the best way to start the game.
I think they could have started on a plane of like, finally going back to Japan or Japanifornia, and then like
They probably didn't want to start with that one though because it's a little too complicated for a first case.
Yeah,
the first
I guess.
case basically has to be the tutorial case.
Yeah.
You know. And then this thing about the first case was that it basically only takes place in like the one room in the hallway.
But like this narrative is definitely like more out of order than even Trials and Tribulations, which did have two flashbacks.
This is probably the most out of order plot in the series, honestly.
And Trials and Tribulations made sense for the way it was structured, and it was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with flashbacks. I just think that, you know, it's sometimes the way these things can be handled, it can make things needlessly confusing.
Yeah.
You know,
I feel
and
like
it can diminish from the story.
I just feel like you have to have a reason.
It's a promise I won't go into it too much, but it's a big problem I have with the Like a Dragon TV show.
Oh yeah.
TV show had a huge problem with this, where they kept cutting back to like 10 years in the past,
Yeah.
and then to the present, and then 10 years in the past. They kept doing it.
Like there are definitely some times where you can have things in multiple timelines and they're cool.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of examples. There was something recently. I don't know. I guess like Memento, for example, as a movie, is all about the timeline being weird because it's like you go through the events of that movie, in like reverse order. I gotta watch that movie though. I haven't seen it, but I just know that like the concept of it is that things go in reverse. But anyway, enough talking. We're getting close to 3 hours on the stream.
Woo!
And I still want to record more today, so wish my voice luck.
Woo! We'll be on a holiday hiatus, I believe. Yes.
Yeah, we probably won't stream next weekend, but the weekend after that we'll finally get onto the final case.
A week from today is my birthday. So.
Oh.
A week from today is done.
And
I might not be able to do right after New Year.
Well, we'll see.
Busy.
And Yessie's birthday was recently.
Yes.
Yessie has aged another year.
Hooray!
Hooray!
And my birthday will be
Another year on this floating rock
little
in
bit
space.
yay.
So true.
I hate that we're like mid-20s now.
Yeah, I'm like. So, for the viewers at home, I just turned 25. I am mid-20s.
Yeah.
Oh, I've been mid-20s.
Yeah.
That's true. I'm 24, and I've been like, I think this qualifies as mid-20s, but people who are 24 still say that they're
It's
early
basically
20s,
mid-20s.
and I'm like, it's not
I would
true.
call that, I would call 20 to 23 early, and then 24 to like 27 mid.
Yeah. But anyway,
So what you're saying is Dan is mid.
yes,
So
Yeah, but Dan and I are both mid.
we're all a little mid.
we're all in
We're a
agreement.
little mid.
But yeah, that was a fun stream. I got through a lot of plot. Sometimes when I don't go on rants for like 10 minutes,
We did it.
things work out. All right, we'll see you all sometime soon. Thanks for anyone who joined the last stream of the year. Catch you
Yo,
in
Toshio.
2025.
Bye bye.
God help us.
Bye bye. God.